Hello everybody, Dr. Richard Alm here. I was having a conversation with a new patient just yesterday that I thought might be a little bit valuable to send out. And that was describing our overall approach and the ways that we actually treat conditions. So when we're doing this, and somebody walks in the door, whether it's a new patient referred in by a doctor or somebody else, or it's an actual existing patient that just had something kind of pop up, the goal is obviously resolution. We want to get you out of pain as quickly as possible, but we also have to fix the problem, okay? And there's really three ways that we're going to do this. The first one is very obvious, right? We're going to use therapy. Therapy is what we do here in the office. So that might be soft tissue work, joint manipulation, rehab, dry needling, all the stuff that we've talked about many times in the past. You want to think of this as something that is accelerating the treatment plan, okay? But it's not any more important than the other three parts, and I'll argue even at the end it's definitely not the most important one. The second way that we actually are going to address the condition is going to be with your home exercises. And we like to give 1 or 2 home exercises to the patients so that what we do in here can continue to improve at home. If you don't have home exercises and you just come into your PT or your chiropractor and they sort of bestow their healing powers on you, and then you go home for the other 23 hours a day and you're not doing something, your progress can be slowed a little bit, if not stunted altogether. So we want to make sure that we're aggressively doing therapy and aggressively doing home exercises to continue the healing process and the progress even when you're not in the office. Okay, these are the two obvious ones. The one I want to focus on today is, in my opinion, the most important, and it's the one that a lot of the medical field omits from the process, and that's going to be lifestyle changes, okay? Lifestyle changes are something like, maybe changing the exercises that you choose when you're at the gym. Maybe you favor single leg exercises over, the heavy barbell back squats, or it's shifting over to a standing desk instead of a sitting desk, or things like, oh, well, I don't have a standing desk that we've obviously mentioned many times in the past here. So what am I going to do? All right, well, every time that you're on a call, pop your earpods in and sort of stand up and move around. Those are lifestyle changes. And these are the ones that are without question the most important. And if you look at these three fronts, if you will, or theaters of war, so to speak. That seems a little heavy-handed. This is the one that never goes away. If you come in with, let's say that you have some Achilles pain. I've seen a bunch of those this week. You have Achilles pain from running. Okay, well, there's therapy that we can do for that. We can do dry needling in some of the trigger points in the area. We can do soft tissue work on the calves. We can do rehab exercises to improve foot function and hip function and back function. We can do manipulation of the ankle or maybe the spine if warranted to improve the way in which your body functions so that you can, run your marathons or whatever you want to do without pain. The home exercise, though, that might be something like, you're doing what we call eccentric loading of the calves. So that's sort of like, getting up to the top and then slowly lowering back down. It might be foam rolling of your calf, whatever. We need to determine in the exam what is the best home exercise for you. As you all know, we don't like sending you home with 25 exercises. We want to send you home with 1 or 2, okay? So that might be something like the calf stretches or the foam rolling or whatever. Now, the lifestyle changes for this exact case might be something like working on your running form, increasing your cadence, getting you to, get your full foot loaded on the ground that Dr. Myers talked about at his running clinic and the running workshops and sort of the running club that he's doing, because that's going to offload the Achilles. We might have to, in the beginning, modify the type of running that you're doing. And then, at the end, we're going to have to be maybe a little bit more intelligent or smart with how we're actually programming the running for you. So we have, addressing the Achilles pain with 3 different fronts. And as we go through the process here, the therapy is the first one that will kind of tail off, right? We're of course going to modify the home exercises continuously throughout the program, depending on how you guys are responding to the therapy. But as we come in the beginning, we have to hit all of these incredibly hard. And then as the patient, as you guys keep getting better and better and better, and you're getting more into that restorative function, we would call it, the therapy is the one that's going to tail off first, right? Because we still want to keep the other two going. So then as the therapy starts to tail off, once every couple weeks, once every month, and just keep spreading out to make sure that it's gone, the home exercises are going to stay in there. But instead of doing them aggressively, like a lot of times we're having you do exercises 3, 5, 10 times a day to get as fast a results as possible, that's not sustainable nor necessary to do long term. We just have to keep those in there as we're going through the healing process here so that we can make sure that you are resilient to the injury or to the stuff that you were doing before. So this one would then trail off next. The last one is going to be your lifestyle changes. And for the most part, even though in the beginning we might have aggressive lifestyle changes like, hey, you can't do any sort of speed work and running to stick with the Achilles issue, or, we need to cut the running volume down, or you need to favor the elliptical over this or the bike or whatever. The aggressiveness of those changes is going to decrease, but the changes that we make, the changes in your running form, increasing your cadence, improving your ability to get full foot loading, that is going to stay with you forever. Because the lifestyle changes, and this is the point of the entire video here, the lifestyle changes are reducing the thing that got you in the door in the first place. If we think about low back pain, a lot of low back pain is coming from sitting. You all know this because many people were at home all last year, and we had this influx of people with low back and hip and knee pain that were all coming from the actual back due to the fact that everyone was sort of stuck at home sitting all the time. So if you come in and we're treating the low back with manipulation and rehab and soft tissue work and dry needling and all that stuff, we've given you some exercise, whether it's knee to chest or, the press ups or some standing stretch or whatever. But then we've told you, you don't really want to sit for more than 30 minutes at a time when possible. You want to have some kind of back support when possible. And then you want to favor standing over sitting. Those rules, while they're absolutes when someone walks in the door, never sit for more than 30 minutes, always sit with back support, and stand more than you sit, those become sort of just general guidelines once we've got full resolution. My point here is that if you stop with the lifestyle changes and you go back to sitting for 8, 10 hours a day, sitting on the couch, sitting at your office, whatever it is, guess what? It's going to come back. And so we want to try to minimize the risk of recurrence of the injury as best we can. It's impossible to completely eliminate the risk, but through the lifestyle changes and the home exercises and the therapy, we're able to significantly reduce the likelihood that it comes back, the frequency that it comes back, so we're spreading out the gaps in between sort of flare-ups if there are any, and then we're also reducing the intensity or the magnitude of the condition once it comes back. But that is all made possible by changes in the lifestyle. So I wanted to do this video today because the patient was like, well, I feel way better, but I'm not sitting as much as I was before. And it's like, okay, that is a totally legitimate thing to do. And that is one of the most powerful things that you can change for most low back conditions. So what I wanted you to take from this video is that not only are lifestyle changes necessary to get, good, fast results, but they are absolutely a legitimate part of what you guys can be doing at home to minimize the amount of actual times that you need to be in here or be in a physician's office. So we've got 3 fronts: therapy, home exercises, lifestyle changes. The one that a lot of people don't mention, a lot of people don't emphasize, that is incredibly important is your lifestyle changes. So think back, when whatever we were treating you for, think of what were the things that you could be doing at home to improve your condition and maybe sort of start kicking those back on again, and maybe we'll keep you out of pain. So have a great day, guys. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Or comment below if you want, or send us a message, and we'll gladly kind of clear this up. Have a great day.